So last night I watched The Hard Way from 1980, and as always, if you enjoy this review, hit the follow button. Other than his cameo in Escape from New York in 1981, this is Lee Van Cleef's last good movie. By the mid-70s, Italy had pretty much moved on from the Western, meaning Van Cleef had to adapt. What followed was a number of Italian crime and war movies before this, a British production and his last serious movie, and his last good role. Starring opposite the top-billed Patrick McGoohan, this is a great movie that's harmed by some poor editorial choices. It's a moody little affair that covers the now familiar trope of a hitman who wants out after one last job. McGoohan plays the hitman, distractingly named John Connor, and Van Cleef plays his paymaster. This movie actually sits in a transitional period because it's right in between the gritty but stylish versions like Le Samurai, The Mechanic and Point Blank, and a decade prior to the equally exciting but very different stylistic entries like Leon the Professional. Shot almost exclusively on location in Ireland and with barely any score to go with it, this is a stripped back and bleak movie. Shot by the famous cinematographer Henri Decoeur, who had a long association with Le Samurai director Jean-Pierre Melville. You will not find many movies that capture the true visual beauty of a wintry island like this one. The story moves at a slow pace with often limited dialogue and a total lack of score, but it works beautifully. Unfortunately, as the reels unwind, somebody decided to cut in clips of Connor's estranged wife recounting information like she's some kind of talking head on a documentary. This single decision cripples this movie from something that could be a true masterpiece to something that's great but a bit disjointed. When we're not taken out of things by those weird intervals, this is a damn fine movie. The story had me gripped, and it doesn't unfold in the entirely predictable way I imagined. Quite the opposite, in fact. The final scene between McGoohan and Van Cleef playing cat and mouse in a dark house is magnificent. This is a moody, grimy and thoroughly bleak movie in all of the right ways. If you have any interest in British classics like Get Carter or The Reckoning, I think you'll find a hell of a lot to like here. I certainly did. Unfortunately, I can't rate this without thinking about that silly voiceover, and that's a big negative. That leaves me thinking this is a 3.5 star.